Welcome to Now Go Lead, the podcast where we help you level up your leadership in just 5 minutes. Each episode, we provide inspiring stories and actionable insights to help you lead with confidence and clarity. Whether you're a seasoned leader or just starting out, our goal is to give you the tools and motivation to level up your leadership game. What's the most important leadership activity? That's a fair question. What is the most important thing a leader must do every day to stay successful? I think we like questions like this because an answer, if it's good, would distill a very complicated activity like leadership into a simple task with guaranteed results. If it's a simple answer, we could avoid reading all the books, skip the expensive executive coaching sessions, and get right to the core of effective leadership. For you today, I'm going to answer that question. But first, we need to establish a basis to work from. So let's start off. Let's talk about running a business. Running a successful enterprise has some pretty basic rules for success. You got to find someone willing to pay for your product or service. You have to satisfactorily deliver that product or service, and you should try to get paid more money for that product than it cost you. That may seem simplistic, and I get it, but certainly you don't need an MBA to understand those rules. It was something my partner and I innately understood when we started our consulting firm. I was largely responsible for finding clients who would pay for our services. We shared the responsibility for production and delivery, and my partner handled the responsibility for sending out the invoices and collecting the money. Each of the activities were critical to the business, and we treated them with equal importance. But at the same time that we were starting our business, there was another consulting firm across the street with two partners who were each talented in different ways. One was very good at getting work, and the other was a gifted manager who produced quality designs that had very few issues. Both good things. But as their firm grew, the two partners began to disagree about whether the most important role in the company was the person getting the work or the person getting it done. Basically, who's more valuable? It was kind of a question of respect, and it bled over into hurt feelings and resentment. And eventually one of the partners decided to leave. Pride, accompanied by a focus on the most important thing, ruined what could have been an otherwise great organization. It was sad to see that situation unfold, but I was reminded of a story from several centuries ago. The religious leaders in Israel once cornered Jesus and asked him, "What is the most important commandment?" Now, they were looking to trap Jesus in his words. There were hundreds of laws and rules that they were expected to follow, so picking out a single law would probably be controversial. Would he say that it's giving? Would he say that it's not working on the Sabbath? No. Jesus responded and told them that the greatest commandment was to love God with all their heart, and the second was to love people. It was kind of a mic drop moment. And from that day forward, the religious leaders didn't bother to ask him any more questions. So it's time to get to the payoff here. What is the most important leadership activity? The answer is simple. Put others ahead of yourself. When you don't do this, you'll lose followers, you'll lose influence, and you lose sight of the vision. If you don't believe me, go break down any of the most influential writings on leadership the past 2 decades. And you'll see a common theme of putting the greater good ahead of the needs of an individual leader. So if you do this every day, you do it every time, your leadership and your organization are going to see incredible gains. So take 5 minutes and consider. What leadership activity do you prioritize? In what areas are you perhaps putting yourself ahead of others? Think about it today. It's time to now go lead. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Now Go Lead. Join us next week as we cover a brand new leadership topic and help you level up your leadership in just 5 minutes. For more resources, tips, and inspiration, visit our website at nowgolead.com. You can also connect with us on Instagram at nowgolead and on LinkedIn. We would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more leaders like you. Also, don't forget to share this podcast with your colleagues and friends who are on their own leadership journey. Now Go Lead is produced by HP Engineering Studios in beautiful Northwest Arkansas. Now go lead.